So let me quickly explain the patch. It's basically just a simple melodic voice, but it has a lot of sound shaping possibilities, sound shaping variation possibilities, right? So here's my overall volume, which is channel 13. I should open up my filter, which is number 5 over here, and I'm going to trigger my sequencer. And now I have two different versions of the oscillator over here. This one is the output of the Morph 4. The Morph 4 module by Geranalog is receiving 4 of the waveforms from my Befaco Even VCO, and I can crossfade between them by using fader number 9 here. So we have a triangle, the even wave, the saw wave, and then we have the square over here. And the square, we also have the duty cycle or the pulse width on 10 over here. Now this is the filter resonance, number 6 over here. That's one of the versions of the wave. The other one is very interesting as well. This one is the sine wave from my Befaco Even VCO over here, number 2. But it's receiving frequency modulation from the sine wave from my first Befaco Even VCO over here. I have these 3 controls here that'll control that. So the first one is the central frequency of that oscillator that we're listening to. Now this is the frequency of the modulating oscillator. Can't hear anything right now because I haven't yet sent it. Number 2 is controlling a VCA that sends that second sine wave to the first one. So already this is a very interesting timbre, right? As we have control over the frequency and amplitude of the oscillator that's modulating the other one. Now this sine wave from Even VCO 2 is going into the second channel of my Chopping Kinky wave folder. And that's what we have on channel 4 on my fader bank, is control over the folding. So that adds quite a bit of harmonics to the sound, which I can then roll back a bit using the filter, right? So I have FM, I have wave folding, and I have filtering. And we can blend them together. We can make him last a little bit longer because number 7 is controlling the sustain of my envelope generator. So when I bring that up, our gate lengths start being reflected and we get that release that comes after the sustain. If I leave it down, we're just getting a really short decay. Oh, and you're probably hearing a delay, right? That's this thing right here. I have control over the subdivision of the delay. The delay send is going through the leapfrog filter. That's why you hear it sort of filtered, which is nice. Just kind of sets that delay apart from the original signal, right? My global volume, right? Why don't we create a new sequence? could already do all of this, right? But now, with a fader bank, it becomes very immediate to create these sort of timbres. Okay, so let's check out the 16N rework in a more digital setting, right? I've connected it via USB to my computer and I loaded up a Bitwig session here. Bitwig is great for these kinds of things. It's got a built-in modular called Grid, and configuring controls to it is really easy. Oh, and you might have noticed that I changed up the look of my 16N again. I do this kind of thing often. It's part of the beauty of DIY to be able to customize and make things your own. Anyway, let's get to the patch here. I'm going to open up an instrument track in Bitwig and we'll choose the Polygrid plugin, which is, like I said, the modular inside here. Let's delete the init patch. I'm going to set up a really simple patch. It's just going to be 3 sine wave oscillators. So let's put those in there. I'm going to need to mix them. So let's put some mixer channels right next to each one. These are going to have to be summed. So over here in math, we'll find a sum node and we can add together all 3 of these mixer channels. Let's go ahead and connect each oscillator to one of the mixer channels. And each oscillator output also going into the next one's FM input. So we're going to do kind of cascading frequency modulation here. And then from the mixer here, let's get a delay just to do something a little more fun. The delay doesn't have a mix knob, so we'll have to create one by using a blend over here. So the output of the sum will go straight into the blend, as will the output of the delay. And the output of the sum will also go into the input of the delay. And now all we need from the I/O over here, we need an audio output. Now before I connect it, I'm pretty sure these volumes are high. So I'm going to turn down the mixer volumes here. And now we can connect the blend to the output. And we can already hear a sine, which is actually all 3 sine waves combined here. Now the synth is set up. This is just going to be sort of a drone noise kind of a synth. What's going to make it fun and cool is the mapping, the hands-on control over everything. So let's start with the frequencies of the oscillators. And in Bitwig, all you do is right-click the control, map to controller or key, and move it. So that's frequency 1. Here's frequency 2. Here's frequency 3. Right? Now we have 2 attenuverters here for the incoming FM from one oscillator to the next. So let's map these. Right here 1 and right here another. Now these 3 white faders right here will be my volumes. So volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. Oh boy, this is so easy and quick to set up. Such a fun time. Now I'm doing the panning, right? So the next 3 faders are the panning for all 3 channels. Okay, now this one could be the, well, here's the feedback. Let's bring up the feedback for the delay. And over here, we can have it free time, right? Instead of a subdivision. And we'll map this one to this control right here. There we go. So this is our delay time. Very cool. We can low pass it a little bit just to set it apart. And here's our blend knob, but now I only have 4 faders left. So what I'll do is I think I'll assign folding for each oscillator. And then the last one of all maybe could be our blend to the delay, or maybe it could be a global skew. So what I can do is I can map the same controller to all 3 skew controls. Cool. So let's bring up some volumes here. Open up some panning. Yeah, so that's it. I'm just gonna have fun here for a while. Hope you liked the video. If you did, kindly hit like, subscribe, check out some of the other videos, comment below, you know. And that's it. I'll see you soon. Stay noisy.